Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Cooks by Carrie. If you're new here, I'm Carrie, and for today's Foodie Friday video, I'm sharing how to make these healthy chocolate chip cookies from thebigmansworld.com. This recipe was not my favorite chocolate chip cookie, but I did think it's a pretty good option considering that it's healthy. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into the video. This recipe was super simple and only had a couple of ingredients. You're going to need some blanched almond flour, some arrowroot starch, or in my case I use cornstarch, baking powder, vanilla extract, maple syrup, coconut oil, any type of milk, I chose to use almond, and half a cup of chocolate chips of choice. I just went with regular chocolate chips, semi-sweet, but you can use a healthier option or whatever you have on hand. The first step for this recipe is to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now in a large mixing bowl, I'm combining my dry ingredients and I am mixing well. It may look like my almond flour is a bit clumpy, but I promise you, once you start mixing it with the wet ingredients, all the clumps go away. As I've said in previous videos, my favorite almond flour to use is from Bob's Red Mill, but feel free to use whatever almond flour you have on hand. Now in a separate mixing bowl, I'm mixing my maple syrup and coconut oil. If your coconut oil is not yet melted, you are going to want to melt it and then do what I did right here, or just combine the coconut oil and syrup and heat until melted. And you want to whisk together until everything is combined. The second to last step is to combine the rest of the ingredients. So we're going to pour in the milk, vanilla extract, and the coconut oil, maple syrup mixture into our dry ingredient mixture and mix until well combined. You are going to want a dough, so it's going to be kind of thick. So you'll see I start out using a whisk to mix it together, but I eventually switch to the spatula because it's easier to manage there. A little chefy tip is to, when you're mixing together, try and mix from the middle out. So I started mixing thoroughly in the middle, and then once I was all combined, I added in more flour from the outside and more of like the dry stuff so that I wouldn't get a big mess or spill. Now the last step here is to fold in the chocolate chips. Now I'm taking a cookie sheet that I've lined with a parchment paper. If you don't have one that will fit exact like this, you can just cut out one that works. And I am just using a cookie scooper to scoop out the cookie dough, and this made about 16 balls. Now if you do not have a cookie scooper, do not worry, you can use a tablespoon if you want, because that's like the equivalent measurement. Or if you don't want to go the trouble of doing that, just kind of sort it out so you have 16 even cookies. They're going to be about medium size. So kind of small, but not super small, but not super large. I have formed all my balls and repeated this for all the dough. And now I'm going to take a piece of parchment and lightly smash the cookies down so that they are more of a cookie shape. And I will do this for all of my dough. I think they want you to do this, or the recipe calls for this, because since there's no baking soda in the cookie is not going to spread very much. So in order to get a more flat cookie, you need to smash them down a bit. Here are the cookies all ready to go in the oven, and they looked pretty good. I was pretty happy with how they turned out. And here I am, my oven's all preheated, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the cookies in for about 12 to 15 minutes. I think it took mine about 14 minutes to be done. Now before we continue with this video, please subscribe, leave a thumbs up, and comment below. I have a goal of 100 subscribers, so if you could please help me achieve that, that would be greatly appreciated. Alright, let me show you the end results of these cookies. So like I said, after about 14 minutes, I pulled out the cookies. They did not look super golden brown on the top, but on some of the edges they looked a bit, and when I flipped the cookies over, the bottoms did look golden brown. That's how I knew they were done. I would say these cookies weren't my favorite. I don't know if I would make them again, but they're a pretty good breakfast cookie, I would say, because they're pretty healthy and they're not overly sweet or salty. I would give these probably a 6 out of 10. Pretty good, but not my favorite. I will still be looking out for my favorite healthy cookie recipe. Thank you all for watching today's video. That's it for today's Foodie Friday. I know it was a bit shorter, but hopefully you still enjoyed today's video. If you haven't already, please follow me on Instagram at Cooks by Carrie. I post lots of fun photos of the food I cook. I also have a TikTok page at Cooks by Carrie, so you can go check that out. And other than that, just like, comment, subscribe, do all those fun YouTube things, and share this video with a friend if you enjoyed. And that's all. See you in my next video, guys. Bye.